Okay, let's add a thing. Where is it? Oh no. There it is. Oh my goodness, yes. Is that working? Wait. Welcome guys. To the first ever episode of this thing. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm just gonna remove things from here. Oh, I should have tried Launchpad. You know what? We'll try that. I'll explain what's going on in a second, hopefully. Yo, that downloaded quickly. How long did it take to extract, but... Huh. Can I drag things from here? Like, we've already got this one. Oh, that's weird to feel. Like, what might I need here? Oh, paintbrush is always fun. I just add it to the... that's interesting. Or can I move it quicker, doing? I have to still go quite high. Okay. I don't know, maybe it's less, I'm not sure. Let's get rid of some more. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Let's put me in the corner. That's weird. I'm usually really dark in the frame. Let me just... Where can I put that? Oh. That's better. Hello gamers. So we're trying a different format today. It's weird how the webcam changed everything. Before I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. But then it was like, alright. So essentially, I was like, you know, like with the Minecraft world, how you start out, you know, on that topic, we can actually start that. Let's go. What will Minecraft look like for the first? Oh no, the movement there. Oh, it's not installed. Interesting. So can I just like delete that? I probably shouldn't do that. We'd have to have a new one there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, weird things happen. So essentially this isn't my main desktop account, as you can probably tell, because everything's fresh, so that's essentially what we've gone for. I can't even load Minecraft. Maybe I can download it, can I? Oh, why does Minecraft do this? I'm not logged in. I guess we're not playing Minecraft today. Oh, you know what we could do though? That's not paper Minecraft, okay. Where's the original? Oh no. Let's just search on Scratch. "44 minutes left, yo, here it is." There's also one quick thing, I don't know why. Oh yeah, here's the thumbnail. We just searched fish and then looked for reusable ones, and that's where that came from. Oh, my brain. Oh, I got a paintbrush there. I got a drawing tablet over there. How long does the extraction take? Oh, it's done. Yo. Oh, there's so many things in here. What's non-copyright? This is probably non-copyright. Yay. So then I can put music at the start, which isn't just straight from YouTube like here. Okay. Oh, some of these animation things though. Already so many files. It's been like, how long? Okay. Yeah, accessibility maybe, because essentially when you, oh, what can I do? Let's do that one. Like it'll jump like that. It's just annoying. Uses time. Not sure what it'd be though. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, fun. Put it there to confuse me more. Okay, I see. How does that look? Oh no, that's no fun. It's still strange. Oh. No, we don't want that, I don't think. No. Yay. That's the thing. Where's the cursor size? There it is. Let's make it huge. I don't know why I always have my cursor so big. Okay. Incredible. Alright, it's already starting to feel better. So yeah, is Paper Minecraft working? Oh no, putting it on this side is going to confuse me so much, but it's so worth it. Why is his YouTube on here now? I don't know, just because I guess. So yeah, the idea is when you start out on here, yeah, we want that. How long does this take? Interesting to see. Yeah, so when you start in your Minecraft world, you've got like nothing to begin with. I don't know why I spent so long getting Paper Minecraft just for this, but... And you sort of make progress and stuff. Yay. And then we can make a house and things. Oh, this is weird. No, that's not how you... Yep. No, wait. How do I make it all go to there? Where'd it go? Did it delete it? No, it's there. No, because we need a door, because you can't do much without one in this. Okay. Okay. Yo, my house is just going to be a door. Let's go. Me, this isn't a Minecraft series, or Simmy. Oh. This is weird. Yo. Epic house. There we go. Can you jump 2 blocks in this? Oh, you can. Okay, well there's my sick house. Anywho, so Minecraft, you start with nothing and you build it up from there. So I was like, what if we did that but with a new desktop? So like I literally just got ABS and that's it. But the desktop's completely fresh otherwise. Need a background thing. So let's draw something. Oh, I've got the drawing tablet here. Epic. Does it work? Oh, yo, it does work. I don't know if this will make any difference. Wow. Do. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely need a drawing tablet to do this. Amazing. Okay, we can improve on that later. Wow. Huh. There should be a set to wallpaper, right? Oh, there it is. Oh, are you ready? That didn't work. Yo. Amazing. Oh dear. It's making you thing on ABS. Okay, and then what do I want on this one? Oh, you won't be able to see while I do that. That's okay. You know what we could do? Have they changed this thing? Maybe. Huh. Is it loading? Oh, do I have to... Am I using lots of memory? I don't know what's happening. Yay. Breaking my computer one action at a time. Yo. Oh, the cursor should be big, but I mean, I think it's too big. Just slightly too big. Maybe I should go smaller for this desktop profile compared to my usual one. Size. I'm gonna go big. There we go. Amazing. Oh no, there's autocorrect. How do I get rid of that? No. No, get rid of that. Yep. There we go. Okay, I have actually got some things for a stream eventually. I was just hoping I could pull energy into the start, but I couldn't, which I don't know. Think about it after this video, decide what I want to do with it. I think it's definitely worth doing though, because it's really interesting to see what would happen upon starting and trying to work through some of this. I've still got the main thing of... Wait, oh, the thing's over here. Oh, I can't save the paper Minecraft, or maybe I can. Yo, I accidentally almost hit the end stream button. We could make another graphic. I hear sheep noises. That's not normal. Okay. Oh yeah, I should be using the drawing tablet thing. Not that it makes any difference. I don't think I have the proper drivers installed, so it's doing bad things, but... No, you know what, mouse is better for now. For now. Oh, do I really have to install the drivers again? Oh, it's terrible. Oh, it's so bad. Let's go. Okay. Alright, let's make the mouse a reasonable size as well. No, that's not where it is. Oh, it's in here, isn't it? Yo, I'm improving its settings. Let's go. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Mouse and trackpad? That's not it, is it? Hey. Let's go more normal. There we go. It's going to feel weird having a cursor that small, but I'll get used to it. I think I might have even made it bigger because of YouTube videos, but you all will know that is not acceptable. Like I said before, the focus obviously is on the desktop stuff, but I guess I just like Minecraft more than I thought, because this seems far more appealing. No, I'll just play a bit. Get rid of this sheep. No, I missed. Misclicked no. Yep. It's going to be time to end the sheep soon. Oh no. No. Yes. Let's go. Oh, Minecraft Pro, let's go. Why did it drop free wool? Come on, Griff Patch. Why are the drops so generous? Okay. Do you need blocks more in 2D? Don't you need blocks less in 2D? Maybe you just decided you didn't like the original game mechanics. Anywho. So yeah, so the main thing is complaining about file sizes for 2 minutes straight. I do have big problems with file size. We'll do that in a bit. Essentially the format with this is some of it's going to be like the longer stuff. Like this intro is kind of long, not very good, but I'll improve hopefully. But then also I had like ideas for like shorts type things. So like there were all these clips that I wanted to do. But essentially recording them is kind of tricky, but in the stream format it seems okay. But that's why the bit about file size comes in. So the problem is you do like, I need drawing, I need the drivers too. How do I get the drivers? Does it have it? What's this pad called? Why on? Does opening this make it smoother? It's science time. Yo, what is this? What? I made it sad. Oh no. I need drivers. Hopefully I can remember what model it is. Let's get the drivers. And I could talk about drivers if I wanted to. I don't know if I do or not. Maybe. Let's do that. Yeah, so essentially, right, you'll have like, can I draw with the drawing tablet? Does that work or not? It works okay. So you have this video, right, but then you do a short, say maybe here, where you're like, I don't know, by short I mean like 5 minutes or something, because I do like hour-long things. Shorts now on YouTube are like 20 seconds long or something, but for me, this is even 5 minutes is like short. So you do your thing here. I'm even going to label the length because I feel like it. Your 5 minute thing there. But then to get it out of this longer thing that let's say is like, heck, I like using a mouse. No, that's bad though. Let's say this is, I don't know, 310 minutes long. Like you have to download a video that's 300. This is the complaining about the thing for 2 minutes. By the way, that's where the title content is. I think it's been about 2 minutes of complaining. I wouldn't be surprised. Although I say complaining, but this is a problem. Because say you want to get this clip from YouTube, but then you have to download a whole 310-minute long video, and that's a big file. It's like you only have to go for like an hour, and your video files end up being huge. Because essentially what a video file is loads of image files back to back. So even with the compression to try and keep file size smaller, it's still really big. Not to mention the audio there too. Let's get some water. But then they had the clipping feature. I just don't know if this channel's eligible for that. So I'll check after the stream if I can clip it. That would be epic. But if not, I'm kind of sad because I'm just going to do some of these things. Chop it out. Oh gosh. Still got 30 minutes, fortunately. Try and make some real content. Rather than just staying at the desktop. But that's kind of all part of it. Okay. Oh, and this is my sick pause streamed graphic. Oh my goodness. The reason why I'm doing that is because I want to post a link to the stream. The problem is I have so many YouTube channels. I have like 9 YouTube channels. I don't know why. So in order to make anything reasonable, I basically have a Discord server that connects them. So I'm going to post this stream link on the Discord because I feel like it. But I had to wait till I got the music, but I've got the music now. So I can choose one. Yo. 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 You know, like those like minimalistic shows, they call it that, where it's like you try and survive. Well, not trying to survive, but you live, but you have like everything like removed. So instead of like having all your regular things, it's like just a room, but without any like sofas or carpet or like any sort of objects. And you sort of like appreciate the small thing. It's kind of like that, but very budget version. So it's like all the desktop things are removed. Feels pretty good actually, because like even being able to have these music files, it feels fantastic. Yo, I've missed these and I've got them now. Yay! Even 5 minutes of not having the music files is like no. Where is it? And this app, where is it? Yes, this is the app. Legendary. No, wait, I wasn't meant to do that. I'm doing bad things. Yo, what you, and then watch this. This is epic. What do I want to do? Oh, never mind. Having these is already worn off. No, I'm just kidding. You drag it onto there, and then still having to navigate through YouTube and all of its distractions and stuff. Yo, it's got an image? No, okay. I thought I was going to try and show this image on there, but I didn't. It was thinking about it. And then you can play it through here, and you have a wonderful thing. Wow. Okay. Yes. Alright, let's get that one. Alright. And then how do I do a convincing... I know. So I'll dump that there. And then I have to remember which port I plugged the camera into for later things. Don't worry, it's not important. Yo! Let's go. And I'll put the Minecraft on the other bit. And it will be epic. Oh, I need another one for loading. Oh, yeah, it's all coming together. 25 minutes to do content things. Should have given myself more time. I should have just gone. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know what home is, but sounds good. Dump it on that. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to quickly go advertise the stream. You don't get a link in... maybe you do. Someone might correct me on this one day, but I don't think you get a link until you start the stream, so hence why I have to start a stream and then I have to set up the thing. Yeah, no one knows what I'm talking about. It's fine. Okay, bye. See you shortly. Much better. Okay. I don't know why. I guess the format I had before sort of like feels so different that like my practice of streaming for that format wasn't the same. I feel so much better. Okay. Alright guys, welcome to the first ever episode of my desktop adventures. The stream where we start from nothing like we had like 10 minutes ago, and we build up a desktop and do various things, and also shorts, which I don't know if we can extract out. I spoke about that. But hopefully we can clip stuff. Alright, so let's look at the things that I had. It's crazy how the weird thing of the music and the posting the link on the Discord. Oh, I don't have chat. I should have got chat. I can get chat quickly though on my phone. Let's go. Okay, and while I get chat, I'll sort of talk about it. So I got a bunch of things that I could do. Boop. Oh, I haven't got the drivers. We can get drivers. What do I want to do things in? Have I got time for the drivers? Driver. Yo. This is the stuff. Oh, I have to remember what model it is. I have the box somewhere. Yum. It's a 1060. Ugh. So on Mac. Oh gosh, where is it? It'll have 1060 in brackets, right? Oh, is it all the way up here? Eh. I can just search, can't I? Oh, is it down here? Hey, there it is. Which one? Date of release. So get the most recent one. Yo, winning. Let's go. We're getting drivers, lads. Yo. Yo, I have the stream up on my phone. Just need chat. What is stream format? No, that didn't work. Oh my goodness. Yes. I mean, it's already there, but... we need to close that. Bye. Have a good time. Yo. I don't know if that will cause chaos on the other side of my desk, of my computer, because it has two user things. We'll have to see. Okay, we have stream chat too. Everything's coming together. Let's go. This format though. 20 minutes left. Oh no. But we can always squeeze out some more time if need be. Yo, this yeah. Everything changes. It's fantastic. Google, grab that. Okay. Where's the driver? Do I need the driver? Because otherwise it does bad things. Yo. How do I fit this and how do I fit my keyboard and the drawing tablet on the desk? Oh, like that. Yes. Yo. No, it's still bad. Where's the driver? Will opening the app make it work? H. There we go. Put that there. If not, I'll go back to the good old days of using my mouse. The drawing tablet's kind of big. I don't know how much I've used. I haven't used it as much as maybe I should have. Yeah, so we had some different ideas. I had 17 things listed here. Should have probably maybe listed them before the stream, but it's fine. All right. Oh yeah, that seems smoother. Oh yeah, I don't know where sensitivity is. Oh no, there is no sensitivity because it's where my hand moves. Wild. Okay. All right, let's go. So first thing we could do, go through old study things. I'll just call it old. So I did some maths, computer science, chemistry in the past, and I could like go back over some of that. This idea I had of I can do some shorts. Shorts will be good. I should probably do that. Maybe it won't. I don't know. There's lots of experimenting to be done. Self-referential Q&A, because essentially for a lot of creators, like question and answer sessions or Q&A or whatever, like a pretty big part, but obviously you need questions. So I was like, what if like one day I wrote questions and then like 2 weeks later after I've forgotten them I answered them, or I could decrease that time depending on how much time I've got and stuff. Oh no, I probably didn't explain that. Oh, we did this. This was JDA Ep1 setup, which is basically just getting the desktop, which is now yellow and blue and all that stuff. I don't know if the start was good or not. It's probably terrible, wasn't it? It's done now. Yo. Oh, constructions are cool. Learning new maths is cool. I don't know which one I want to do out of these. There's all sorts of cool things. I should have got to this sooner. It's just had to get the basics or whatever out of the way. Yeah, constructions are cool. I could talk about that, I guess. I don't know whether to just like say what things are like prerequisites and assumed, or whether I should go into them as well. I could do either. I've still got a decent amount of time. Oh yes, it's all cool. Just need to choose something. Oh, this is also interesting. I had no idea how anything would feel. Yo, could open up GarageBand and do. Whoa, that was my pen rolling across the graphics tablet makes like the cursor on the screen go across like that. Yo, where I got. I should still get Minecraft. I might get that off screen because that's not very exciting, but it'd be cool. Oh, there's so many things. Maybe this format doesn't work at all. I don't know. My brain. Oh, I didn't get the other thing. So on here, as well as oh my goodness, this is a wild format. There's a reason why this format hasn't been done before. I couldn't think why. I was like, this is a fantastic idea. Why can't I download that? Oh, I can download it. Why was the option grayed out? I don't have Python, or do I? Let's find out. Oh, we do. I don't like this one, so... Oh, and in here, fun thing on Mac, you can say what it opens in the preference. I quite like it opening in documents, even though there's nothing there to begin with, but there'll be stuff there eventually. Because I don't really like the recents bit particularly. There it is. It should probably be set to desktop on the new tabs for now, but... You know what, I'm changing it. Nah. Okay. We have Python. Life is good. Oh, does it have Pygame though? Time to find out. Oh no. Check the dirt to make sure ideally works with this version of macOS. You may need to reinstall the application. Be sure to install any available updates for the application and Mac. I don't think that's the problem. That's the problem I'm being told exists. Okay. Okay. I'll probably also get Python off screen because it's not very exciting. Maybe I don't know. This format is kind of bad. I don't know why I thought this would be a good format. Maybe doing this format but just doing shorts. I should try something. I guess I should go down and find... The first one's longer. I don't have that much time. I can probably squeeze 40 minutes if I wanted. Okay. Where's getting Python? Call it stream infrastructure. Full screen splash. Oh, that's nice. This is Sweden moment. That's not how you spell Sweden, but we'll go with it. Oh, that took like 2 seconds. Okay, so do I want to do desktop things? Do I want to do a big one or do I want to do a short? I guess I'll do, I mean, I've done loads of desktop things. And it seems both better content and worse content at the same time. It's kind of garbage, not gonna lie. I have some ideas for this though now. I've got one question that I want to put on the list. Okay. Alright. Self-ref. Why is it... Did it correct the self? I feel like it did. Harry is... Oh, it's correcting... Oh, no, that's not acceptable. No auto-correcting. No. No, yeah, no, we don't want it correct spelling automatically. Is it gonna still do it? What's another name? Tom is... Oh yes, it's not doing bad thing. Okay. Referential. I don't think this is what it should be, so... But I'm going with it, because I can. And it'll probably just be SR anyway. No one knows what I'm on about, I should move on. I could try and explore it more, but I don't think it's very interesting. Okay. Question. Hypothetical. Question. Askera. Yeah, let's go with that. It's showing... Why has it got the squiggly thing? It never does that on the other one. On the usual one. Aha. Problem solved. Alright, and the idea is that... So... Okay, let me do some drawing. This is one heck of a format. I know I've said that a lot, but my brain. I don't know why I'm drawing this. This is obvious, but for any interaction you need obviously 2 people, but obviously that means you have to go find someone else who's willing to do it, which can be hard sometimes. So we're creating a hypothetical character, which is going to be called Q, or other things. And the idea is this one's going to have like loads of identifiers for the exact same node. And this one only has one identifier, really, one true identifier. And there can be other stuff too. Okay, no one cares. But like the set of identifiers for the other entity, it's going to be asking questions and stuff. This is an incoherent mess of all sorts. But that's kind of what I wanted to be happening here. What is this? Yep. This is probably not how you meant to install software. You meant to probably read everything. Oh, it wants to know I'm me. Computing in a nutshell. There we go. Oh, so many identifiers. There we go. Don't know what to. Okay. There we go. Got the ball rolling with SRQ. Oh no. The chaos. epic. What am I doing? Yeah, this is good, yeah. Okay, I guess we'll do a longer one. How long is the longer one gonna be? Oh, what is this? Oh, this is gross. Does it have pip? The legendary pip. Pip stands for... What does pip stand for? Let's ask Google. Hyphen, what does... Oh, I need to get a cozier as well. We're getting a cozier now. And cozier is epic. I would go into why, but I just can't be bothered, so we'll just go with it as... Oh, this format. I need to stop saying that, but my brain... Where's the bookmarks bar? I know there's a way you can have it display it. How are these here? Why are they... Huh? No. No, how do I remove them from... How do I select multiple ones? I don't understand. Can I just... Is this really the only way? Why is Wikipedia on this list? I mean, I'm not complaining, but what? Are these Apple sponsors? I don't get this list, guys. But we're getting rid of everything. Why is BBC on there? Yay, that's how you install a cozier. It wasn't really installation, but close enough. Yeah, so we want to know, only this is more of a Google thing than a cozy thing, after all that. Hyphen, what does pip stand for? Okay. Preferred installer program. Fair enough. I would prefer to use pip over whatever else you use to install things, so... Okay, so to use pip, we're going to be using terminal. It's turned into a programming tutorial. Seems about right. Just because I need Pygame, I don't know if I've got... Oh, I could check if I've got Pygame. It's going to do a weird thing though when I try and open that, because this is a weird... Yeah, get rid of it. Yeah, no, go away. Go. It's still not working. Rigged. Okay. I'll be in here. Yeah. And if that doesn't work, then I'm out of ideas. Seems promising. Yo. We haven't got Pygame. Okay, I ain't got time for that. Okay, right, let's do 30 minutes for the long thing. 4 minutes left of the original. But now I'm gonna... Oh, I haven't got that much time. We'll do 26 minutes starting now on the first thing. Wait, no, maybe I should spend... Okay, I have 3 minutes to choose one that isn't the first one, just in case. Oh my gosh. Where's the pen? Okay. Got time to choose 3 minutes, 2 minutes 30 now. No, to choose one that isn't the first one, but otherwise we'll just go with that. So yeah, this is the first long one. We'll put a big L next to it for long. Learn new maths. Is that long? Yeah, that's long. That's long. Would I rather try and learn constructions as long? It's all medium, but basically long. Or would constructions be better? Constructions is new. Music making's long, but then it's different. Drawing tablet would actually be better for this. Grab the pen again. Music making, also long. Sequence is cool. I could do that. It's just a risk because I've got to find my documents for it, which are on paper, which is somewhere in my room. I don't know how long that'll take. I think I'll go with constructions. Ugh. I just got to decide whether I want to do the maths before or not for that. Well, let's just jump into it. This is one mishmash stream, that's for sure. Oh. I'm going to need to find a short. I'll worry about that later. Okay. Bearing in mind, on this crazy list of crazy things we've literally got joke writing on this list, as well as talk about constructions, which, if I've not lost your interest on it by now, by how many times I've mentioned it, we'll jump into now. Okay. So, there are different fields of study. They all take on different things within reality. But maths is particularly fun. It's one of the ones I like. The three main ones I like are maths, chemistry, computer science. And maths essentially means learnable philosophy. So we're going to philosophize about something, which basically means you take the world and you go, that's too complicated, annoying. So you make it simpler, but still complicated, and then you study that instead. So essentially the fundamental idea of philosophy, I guess. And by learnable philosophy, we mean we just take certain things that happen and we make it very, very formalized. So if you have 4 objects, for example, and you bring it together with one other object, you could just look at it coming together and go, oh, like addition, and philosophy would just call us addition, but maths, we really formalize the heck out of it, and we'd express that as 4 plus 1, for example, being 5. So that's what maths is all about, and within maths, we're going to be looking at something that it does exist. Essentially in maths, you've got the ideas themselves, which we can't talk about unless we have notation, and then we have to develop notation. We'll call this documentation here. Oh no. Get out of here. Oh, what is that? Yeah. Why is that a thing? It's going to correct it to capital. Okay, I'll fix that probably off camera because I've fixed it before for something else, but that's too much. Okay, so then you have documentation, and then here we have notation. Okay. So essentially, what we have is we have these things. But I can't talk about the things without notation, so I'm going to call it constructions, but other people call it different things. The thing it's actually called is a mapping. I just really don't like the word mapping. So and you can do slightly more. Well, not really. I just like it as a different word. So essentially you have a mapping. An example might be like x squared plus y squared equals 16. You have to specify. We've got 2 variable letters here. We've got x and y. You have to specify which is the input, which is the output. The convention is y is the output, x is the input, therefore we just sort of assume that. And obviously we could re-express this in terms of y if we wanted to, but you don't have to. You could express it however, just as long as it shows the relationship between inputs and outputs, which is the key of a mapping. But then obviously a more common word we'd use for this, not this specifically, maybe if we had y equals 7. I haven't thought about prerequisites. We'll worry about that in a second. We've gone hopefully just about fundamental enough up to this point. It's a bit wild though. That's kind of the point of this setup. So this we usually would, you could call it a mapping, but we'd usually call it a function. So it's like, how does function and mapping relate? And that's what we're going to go into. The thing I've been talking about, because I'm insane, is a construction. But this is just a word that I prefer to use over mapping, because I think, like that nice ending of function, it's like that, but different, which is kind of what mappings are, and no one knows what a mapping is, so that's why I would go for this name instead. No, what? Okay. There it is. No, I've spelt it wrong. I spelt out the imaginary word wrong. Incredible. Oh wait, I should switch to stream chat. Oh wait, and we can put the timer on. It didn't make a noise. Scam. So I can see stream chat in case I get anything. I don't think I will, but that's okay. Okay. Great. So what's going on? So essentially, a construction represents anything that's algebraic. No, anything that relates a domain and a range. I should probably talk about that. So domain is your inputs, and then range is your outputs. Domain. So domain, like you say, what things can come from where or whatever, and then range, what range of outputs do you get? And essentially a mapping is anything that relates the two, the domain and the range. And these will be related. You can, the most fundamental way to relate them is using relations, but literally any rule, but it will always come down to relating one thing to another. And there are different types, and this is, we're going to describe this as a construction where you relate things in the domain to the things in the range. I think I wrote written notes on this, I should probably find them. Or did I? I don't know. The written notes might have been better. Oh well. To be honest, I probably should have gone with the conventional name. I don't know. Well, at least practice makes improvement, I guess. Okay. It's actually confusing. I think someone said this about addition as well. It's weird. Addition is both the process of adding 4 and 7, but it's also the result. So it's the process, but also the result. So addition is the answer 11, but it's also like this symbol 4 plus 7 means both the process of doing that and the result of doing that. I think it's sort of similar with constructions that I've sort of set up here. So a given construction is a construction, but also all constructions is a way of thinking about what constructions are. It's just a fun word to say that means nothing unless you set it up to mean something. Okay. So these are all of constructions. And then we've got an instance of one. No. I guess anything that's will give a nice blue color. 2. So all of these are all constructions. And then a subset of those, this is what happens when you don't do maths in a while. You become really, really bad at it. Whatever, this is okay. And then of this we've got a subset, which is functions, yay. And then we can talk about the difference between the two. So there's a collection of these. I think I had a name for constructions that aren't functions. That phrase though. Oh, I wish I had the notes. I think I can find them. Question is how long? Oh, I've got the perfect track for this. How much time have I got? Google. Oh, I've got loads of time. Let's go. It's kind of late. It's not that late, right? Where is it? Is it in the downloads? Oh, it is. Let's move it into documents just because I feel like it. How quickly can I get it? Oh, yeah. Incredible. All right, I'm going to go look for it. Oh, why is that track so short? Yo, I found it. Never mind, it's the perfect length. Only took 17 seconds to find. Epic. Yo, it's my textbook of maths fun. I really hope I wrote something about them in here. Oh no, I don't think I did. Oh, I noticed they could exist. I noticed that it might be beneficial. In my notes, I noticed it might be beneficial to come up with a word that sounded better than mapping so that people would actually use it. But I didn't actually write any like formal definitions of what it meant. But I did write it somewhere, and I'm going to go look for it now. I think I have a blue book with some more, like, less formal maths notes, but usually, but then I've done some formalization here. It's another textbook, anyway, I'm going to go look for it. Okay, that track. It's funny. Toby Fox did like that entire track just for like this one quick joke in Undertale. But I guess it probably didn't take long to set up. Where is it? I was sure I did it here. Maybe I didn't. Oh, it's the red one. The other red one. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This feels right. I should set up the webcam so you can see all of this chaos. Maybe not. Too chaos. I don't know where it is. I'm sad. Maybe I never did it. I thought I did. Oh yeah, here it is. A junction. Why am I like this? That's legitimately what I called it. You know what? It's fantastic. It was worth doing all that looking up. I would say it's been a long day, but it really hasn't. I'm just bad at maths because I guess I haven't done it in a bit. Oh well, at least we're doing it now. And this is a very weird kind of maths. This is the kind of stuff I'm into though, so whatever. Alright. So this type of, you got a function in here, and then anything that's not a function will be a junction. And both junctions and functions are both examples of a construction. You know what? These are good names for things because it highlights that they're all very similar but very distinctively different, and you don't get that with the mapping function names for things. You just get confused. And this, I think, it seems confusing, but for me, I actually think it's less confusing, but maybe it's not. I don't know. I'd love to show this to some other people who do maths and see what they think. Okay, now that we've gone over names, which I think is worthwhile, not even if other people don't, we can go over what's the actual difference between a function and a junction. And the difference is whether it's, there's different types of constructions, basically. There's 4 different types of them. But basically the names that they often get given make it highly confusing as to what's going on. So hopefully I'm going to break it down and it'll make a teeny bit more sense. Hopefully. So what you got is the names they often get given, but it's honestly kind of problematic if you ask me. What are they? Yeah. Many to one, one too many, many too many. And this seems logical and like it makes sense, but it doesn't. And we'll explore why this is problematic. So this is like, I'm convinced it's that problematic that I would even abstract away from their names, because I think the names just make it more confusing. If you just, I'll show you what I'm going to do. If you just call them type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4. So make sure the labels abstract away from anything about it, because I think these labels just confuse the heck's going on. But at the moment everything's confused. Okay, so I think the best way to think about them is you can differentiate between these are all different types of constructions. You can differentiate between each of them using what's called the vertical line and horizontal line test. Oh, and by the way, this topic name, like the formal topic name of this, if you wanted to find out what I'm on about. Hopefully it'll make sense by the end, but if it doesn't, and I can contextualize it to everything else, that's something else I need to do, make sure it fits to everything else. But it's like mappings and functions will probably is like the formal name of this, but I would rename mappings constructions. And let's give it a nice bright orange one for what I would call this topic. Constructions, junctions, functions. There we go. But that would be the formal name. Okay, let's continue. And this I don't know how important it is. I think the reason why this topic exists, I said I'd contextualize after, but I kind of want to contextualize right now a bit. Try and figure out why we do any of this. From what I looked at, I think you do this more to get used to constructions, what sometimes get referred to as functions, where you relate to things. I'll explain what I mean by relate to things. The most common way you could relate to things is by having like your axes, right? So each dimension's independent of the other. It doesn't matter how far you move left and right, you can move up and down independently of that. So we could go like that, or we could go like that. You know, you can move independently in the 2 dimensions, so you can connect 2 quantities up with each other. So an example of a construction, or what might be called a function, is say this graph here. For example, and what it does is it means for any point on here you're mapping a input to an output, or a member of the domain to a member of the range. And for this we'd say its domain is all values of x, all real values of x, or just all values of x, because for any value of x you can see we've got a part of this curve. But a perfectly valid it's a valid function too, actually. A perfectly valid construction, also in this case it just so happens a perfectly valid function as well, is like this. If we just had a dot in certain random places like this, this would still be valid. It's just this has a very small domain. So the domain of valid inputs is literally just this input, this input, this input, and this input. So there's only literally only 4 real numbers that would be valid inputs for this construction. And all other values are not part of the domain, so we'd have a very small domain, unlike this, which has got a domain which is as big as possible, containing everything it possibly can, being infinitely big. Okay. Okay. So these are both. I'm going to keep the colors going. Hopefully, it'll all start to make sense once I get through a bit more of the techie stuff. So these are both examples of a function. And these are both examples of a junction. Or if you're using the proper terminology, you call this a function or a non-function mapping, but no one wants to say non-function mapping. So junction's way more fun, and that's why I'm sort of pushing this sort of different names idea out there. Okay, I think the best way to see the difference between a function and junction, other than this horrific mess of English nonsense, which is pretty much what happens in maths. The maths make sense, but the English explanations of it are so hard to understand. You want to go to drawings and symbols as quickly as possible, really. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, who turned the lights out? Okay. Let's draw a junction, just so you can understand, like, it really doesn't look too different. Actually, let me first draw another example of a function. This is another example of a function. And why am I doing this? I should use the drawing tablet. Where's the pen? Here's the pen. So this is another example of a function. Okay. I can't be bothered to insert text, so that'll be quicker. Right, now let's draw an example of a junction. Or what would be called in the old notation a mapping, but no one wants to say mapping. Saying junction, function, or construction is way more fun. Okay, let me draw it and then let me think, is it definitely a... Yeah, this is definitely... This is a... This is a junction. It's not a function, and I'm going to try and explain why using horizontal and vertical line tests, which is pretty fun. So what you do to tell apart whether it's a function or whether it's a junction is the, let me get this right, vertical line test. So if it's a function, when you put in a bunch of vertical lines, so maybe we'll make it blue, and you go like this, the idea is that for every vertical line it will only cross through the graph of our construction once, as you can see here. Whereas for junction, so here we just got the same, the idea was that it's the same parabola shape, but we just rotate it. But what's interesting is just by rotating this standard parabola shape, which everyone knows is a function, that's any polynomial is a function, that's a rule. It's quite useful. Any polynomial construction will always be a function. It will always, for the vertical line test, only hit once. I'll explain what that means in a second. But you see, just by rotating it, which looks like a perfectly valid function, right? You might think, but it's not. Now it crosses through this vertical line 2 times. So what I'm saying is you've got to be very careful with junctions and functions and classifying them, making sure you put them in the correct group. So the vertical line test is really useful. Just drawing some lines on there that are perfectly vertical, you can use a rule or whatever, and see if it crosses through once. And what this means is it means for any member of the domain, there's only one member of the range it corresponds to. So for this value here, maybe let's say it's 4, this x value 4, I need to choose a pen, it's so confusing to switch between, I'll get better at this over time I think. So for this value x equals 4, there's only one y value here, which we'll call y1. But here, we could take an x value, why is it doing that? That's no fun. It's moving, okay. Let's say this is x equals 1. As you can see here, there's clearly 2 output values, which means if we input 1, we're not going to get a single output. The machine, we could imagine it as a machine. We can imagine constructions as machines. We put things in, it dumps things out. For this specific construction, if we put in x equals 1, it's going to output both. It's going to say these are the 2 possible outputs it could be, and I guess it'll give you a package saying these are the 2 things it could be. So probably dump out set y1, y2. Probably the way it would do it. Where y1 and y2 or whatever you get for here. And obviously that can be a problem if you want for any input you only get one unique output. That's a problem. Sorry, not one unique output, you just want one output, just one output in general. So differentiating between type 3 and type 4 junctions isn't so useful, and honestly describing the difference, if I had more time I'd go into, but because it's like so not particularly important, we're not going to go into that more. We could go into that more another time if anyone wanted to, but it's like so irrelevant, no one cares. If it's a junction, it's a junction. That means it failed the vertical line test because it gave 2 outputs per 1 input. But differentiating between type 1 or type 2 functions is a lot more useful because that will tell you whether it gives you a unique output or not. So 1-to-1 or type 1 is it gives you a unique output. For any input, you get one unique output, and there's no other way to get that output except that input. Whereas many-to-one or type 2 function, then, you know, I probably will talk about type 3 and type 4 constructions in a bit, but for now I'll focus on functions. Many-to-one means that there are different inputs you could give that both give the same output, and that could be a problem sometimes, I guess. An example of that actually is in computer science, hash functions. It's very important that they're one-to-one constructions, or one-to-one functions we could call them, because for any input you want to make sure it gives a unique output. Hashing functions just scramble up data and give out an output, but you want to make sure that the output it gives could only be gotten by that single input, and there's no other way to get that output. So, having said there's no real application for this, I'm realizing there is that application that can be useful in computer science. Wow, I'd never thought of that application before until just now. That's quite useful. That moment when you find out the things you're learning in school is useful. Okay. This chapter in the textbook is particularly dead though, because they didn't call them constructions. If they had done that, everyone would have been way more excited, definitely. No, they probably wouldn't have been. But if they had mentioned hashing in computer science, now it does have a genuine real-life application, maybe it would have been more exciting. But that chapter in school's over now, so unfortunately we won't have done that. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Right, one-to-one. The way you tell if it's one-to-one or many-to-one is you use the horizontal line test. So we've done the vertical line test, that's important to find out whether it's a junction or a function. And once it's a function, to find out whether we can use it for hashing, for example, we need to graph it, and then we need to perform the horizontal line test. So these are both examples of constructions we've looked at before, and we've determined are a special type of, they're a function construction, or just function. We've done these two. But interestingly enough, these both aren't the same type. One's going to be type 1, one's going to be type 2. And we'll give a different color for the horizontal lines. And you might be able to already see what's going to happen. Oh, Google's shouting, pinging at me. My time is up. Epic. Do a stopwatch to find out how much overtime I'm going to go. So as you can see here, with this horizontal, it only crosses through the graph once, whereas here, it'll pass through the graph twice. So anytime it goes through the graph more than once on the horizontal line test, that means it's type 2, or many-to-one. Oh, there goes my phone as well. Whereas when it goes through it only once, that's one-to-one. So this is a type 1 construction, and this is a type 2 construction. Sorry, yeah. Or we could call it type 1 function, type 2 function. Yeah. So what this means is this could be used for hashing. It's not a very good hash function for other reasons we could go into sometime if I wanted to. I don't really. But just know it's not a very good hashing function for reasons we could go into. But this one, that one could, even though it's not a very good hashing function, you could still use it for hashing. This one you can't use for hashing because, for example, I don't know, the parabola is symmetrical, and we can imagine its apex or vertex, whatever you want to call it vertex, is here. So that means that it's completely symmetric around the y-axis. So that means if we have, say, x equals 2 here and x equals -2 here, they're going to give the same output. Which we'd have to give this graph a formula to be able to see. Let's say its formula is, say, don't know, 3x plus 2. And then we'd be able to find out, let's put it in, 2 squared, 4 times 3, 12 plus 2, they're both going to give an output of 14. Meaning that there's not a unique output for every input. We've got 2 inputs here that both would give the same output when put into the construction machine. Okay. So that's it. So many-to-one and the one-to-one naming makes sense. This construction gives one output per one input, 1-to-1. Whereas this, there are many inputs that could give the same output. In this case, 2 inputs will both give the same output. The problem is the English breaks down for junctions. One-to-many. You know, even one-to-many makes sense. You can imagine it as being like one thing goes to many outputs, right? So you got your range, domain on this side, range on this side, and we got the problem of it going to 2 things. So this one's actually fine. To be honest, the only one that breaks is many-to-many. The heck does many-to-many mean? Like all type 1, 2, and 3 have got many things going to many things. So the name doesn't really make sense, but it's very logical and makes sense. It means that Many to many means that it's essentially the type 2 of junctions. That's not logically precise at all, but you get the rough idea. It's like you can imagine, you know what, I've run out of time. I said I wasn't really going to go into these as much, but just know that I'm convinced, and I could talk about it more if you're wondering, I'm convinced English is bad for type 4 constructions, and that we shouldn't really use that name because it's confusing and makes no sense. And so we should come up with a different name. My suggestion is just to call it type 4, but other people might disagree. It's annoying because all the other 3 are fine, it's just this one. It's English equivalent, just call it type 4, it's because the English is annoying. Okay, there we go. Okay, to be honest, the main thing this is useful for though is not junctions. The main thing it's useful for is saying junction, ooh, no, goodbye, and making sure it's a function, and of which function, which type is it, a one-to-one or a many-to-one function. These, if it's a junction, we kind of just discard it as, oh, it's a junction. And we never really categorize as type 3 or type 4. We can if we wanted to though. Using vertical and horizontal lines, I didn't go into that now, but could go into it more later. That was epic. Only 4 minutes overtime. This is poggers. All right, I'm going to have a short interlude, and then we're going to do a short... I should probably do a break thing, but I'll just continue the stream running. That's what JumpRe's desktop adventures is all about. All right, I'm going to do feedback on the long in this format. And breathe. Alright, conclusion is it was really fun. I really like doing the long as part of the JumpRe's desktop adventures thing. So usually I would, for something like that, I would do its own stream on Cool Computer Scientist called Constructions. But what was nice about it is I could flow right in, and instead of thinking about what I was going to say for the explanation of a maths thing before the stream and then starting it, and then there being a lot of tension at the start because I just went straight into it from just messing around with other desktop things, I went into it a lot more smoothly and ended up not wasting time overthinking it before just going straight into the maths. And I think it worked out decently well. I really hope I can clip things. I was talking about this before, but that was a pretty nice section on constructions. So it'd be really nice if I can just grab that out of the stream and dump it on my Cool Computer Scientist channel. So I really hope that's the case, but it might not be, in which case I'll have to really consider whether this format's good or not. Because the start of the stream was no fun, but then that bit on constructions was cool. And if I can grab it out, and this is definitely a worthwhile format, but if I can't, then that is very sad. Okay, so now I've got to think of a short to do. I would do the writing on the screen, but I just want to do the short and then move on with life, so I'm going to do it on paper. This is the wrong book. It's my red one with math stuff. Where's my blue one with stream notes? Oh, here it is. Oh, epic blue book. Yay. I haven't muted my mic, have I? That would be terrible. Oh no, we're good. Okay. Right. So I'm just gonna get a pen. I've got one. I don't know if I have one or not. I'm sure I had one. Ditched it somewhere random. Yo, I've done books everywhere. I haven't got a pen. Oh no. Oh, there it is. It's not the right one, but it's a pen. Yay. Okay, so I'm just going to do an L next to, I'm just going to go for it. I'll dump that there while I do that. But essentially I'm just going to put an L next to all the longs so I can isolate the ideas I had for shorts, and then I'm going to do a short as part of this big many-layered sandwich stream. Yeah, that's a good decision. That didn't take long at all. Okay, so I've got, of my 17 ideas of things to do in this stream, I've got 4 shorts ideas. So, and it sounds like other people in the house are wanting to sleep soon, so I'll try and pick the shortest short. So the 4 ideas, I'm going to write the ideas because the ideas are cool. Yo. Alright. So the 4 ideas are, I've literally just written about me, because I'll talk more about this idea in a second. Move that over there. Second one is about mobile phones. That was a pretty sick idea. I don't know, I'll talk about this. Maybe just talking about the shorts can be the short. No, that's kind of weird. It's good for JumpRe's desktop adventures, but it's not good for a short that I grab out of the stream and dump on another YouTube channel. Everyone's favourite YouTube discussion topic, the other social media platform that was doing quite well at the moment. Whether or not it replaced Vine or not is up for discussion. And then this, which I'm just going to write this out. Let's make it bigger. This was way more fun than I thought it'd be in the end. At first it was a disaster, but it got better. And at the end I've like really quite enjoyed doing it this way, doing a stream in this format. Story that makes no sense. I'm quotation marking it. Story that makes no sense until the last sentence. Oh, I wish I had people in chat so I could ask them which of these 4 they'd be most interested in seeing. That's some pretty 4 solid short ideas. Okay, these are cool. I should have done. Now I know shorts are going to be sick. I think anyway. Thinking about it now. So about me, basically, I've made all these like YouTube videos and stuff. And what would you know, my YouTube channel, youtube.com/jumpre. It's like what kind of YouTube channel would you call that, right? I think what you call that kind of channel. Oh, I really like this model. This is kind of a second short. I'm going to do 2 shorts. I don't even care. This short is epic. It's going to be like a really short short. I'm convinced on this model, quick model thing. And there are all sorts of like short like philosophy chunk things that I was wanting to do, but recording them on their own seemed dead. So recording them back to back is what I was thinking of doing. This is the first one. I'm convinced that 3 types of video, pretty much any video on YouTube can be categorized into one of these 3 types. You got, and sometimes one's a combination of these, but it'll pretty much always just be mainly one of these 3. So the 3 are entertainment, what I'm calling hobbyist, and then what I'm calling academic, but I'm not going to put it in quotation marks because I don't want to, for reasons I could go into, but I don't really want to right now. Okay, so the idea is these are the 3 different types. Any sort of like education type thing, we're going to the academic one. And basically the idea is a lot of the ones that are really successful and even quickly can be successful, the entertainment ones. But then some of like the channels that grow slowly. So for example, PewDiePie's channel, like although there was a point where it spiked and it suddenly got really big, it like for the most part to begin with, it like grew slowly over time. I'm convinced hobbyist content is kind of like that. If you keep at it and you keep uploading, eventually you can like keep growing the size of your following. So like gaming YouTubers, pretty much most of them would fit into this. Some of them entertainment, but usually it's hobbyist. Like Technoblade, for example, is a good example of that as well, where his goal was to be like the best at the video games he was doing. And being the best at something is more of a hobbyist thing than entertainment. Entertainers don't try and be good at anything; they just try and be enjoyable to like be around and watch, which is quite a different goal to a hobbyist. Although these often I think are easier to get confused, but no one can get confused academics. So that's like programming tutorials, maths education videos, all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, their goals are so different to either of these 2. The goal is not so much to be the best at something, which is kind of what hobbyist is all about, or make the best YouTube videos, which is kind of not the best videos, but videos that so many people can access and enjoy. Like with the academic stuff, a lot of the times the amount of people you can actually cater to is very small, and that's the problem that I realized recently. The number of people who are interested in this kind of video and would get a lot out of it. There's such a small audience that you can never really grow a big channel purely based on this strand of these 3 strands that make up the videos. So what means is that if you have a channel that's purely dedicated to this, it's always going to be a small channel. Like there's like literally no channels over like 1 million subscribers that just focus on this strand. Like they'll always, if they're over the strand, for example, Free Blue One Brown, Tom Scott, Matt Parker from Stand Up Maths, they'll always use components of these two because that's the only way to really build any sort of audience on YouTube. And the problem I have is I'm just like, I like doing this so much that I end up ignoring these when I shouldn't. And the reason why I'm saying all this is because it's a model I've come up with. You may disagree with it, but the idea is fundamentally that you can use this model to explore videos with a lot more analytic power using this model than you could otherwise, is the idea anyway. Okay, that's short number 1 by. Okay. And the idea is I'd clip that out if I can. Don't know. All right, short number 2. Need to choose one quickly and do it. Oh, I was meant to have like a title card thing, but it doesn't really matter. I can just clip it out. Hopefully. I really hope I can clip stuff out. If not, I'm going to have to find a way to do that, I think. Or like really seriously consider if I'm going to do any more episodes like this. This format has grown on me over the past like hours so much. At first I was like, this is stupid, and now I'm like, this is interesting. Okay, these are the 4. So yeah, essentially, I can use the model I just established for this top one. So essentially, I don't know what my YouTube channel started with. I'm really not sure. But essentially what's happening now is that I just keep doing this. But essentially, I want to move more to this, I guess. And what would be really key is doing, because like obviously the way you find out about someone usually isn't just them talking about themselves, but like through them doing things. But part of me is like, maybe just doing an about me section, like video, would be good, but I don't know. Be interested just to try. Now I'm convinced. Don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll think about it a bit more and do it as a short if I want to. The mobile one's quite cool. There's going to be a presentation that I gave somewhere about my theory on it. The question whether I want to go into it now. This is interesting, I guess. They're all interesting, but they're all... I've done a short now, but it's not on this list. I'm trying to think, is there anything about my current state? We could talk about states and programming if I wanted to. I don't, kind of do. I'm going to put it here anyway though. States are really interesting idea within informatics, which is like computer programming but done in a weird mathsy way. And you actually get stateless programming with like the functional programming paradigm, which is pretty wild. I put it in brackets maybe. No, I'll just put a title. Nailed it. Yeah, okay. We'll do mobile quickly, but I don't think this... I'll do my first attempt to explain... It might be okay. But I think my first attempt at doing this might not be the best, in which case I'll do it again. But we'll go into it quickly. I think. We'll see. This was way more fun than I thought it would be. Oh my goodness. Why do I find these things enjoyable? I don't even know. Oh, but this is epic. Okay. And doing it on a new desktop is interesting. Every time I move like the thing across and see that yellow and blue, I'm like, oh gosh, I did that earlier in this stream within an hour. It's crazy how much you can do in an hour. Probably this wasn't the best use of that hour, but it's okay. Okay, so the idea is, first of all, I want to talk about technology. So what is technology? I don't know. I don't know what, I would just look it up on Google, but that'll give me a good definition of what I'm going to use as a definition. But if you ask someone what technology is, I think they usually go towards, I'm going to guess their first inkling would be that technology is, probably think about it along the lines of digital device type of vibes. But fundamentally that's not really how scholars of the English language have really decided to define technology. They tend to go with technology more meaning, I don't know how they define it, but the way I like to think about, at least for this model now of mobile devices, is that it allows you to do more things. So it allows you to do more things quicker, I guess. So before you'd farm by hand, right? But then we'd have machines so we can farm quicker. So we save time on that, and then we can use that time to do something else. So that's one thing it could do. It could allow you to do the same process but quicker. But sometimes I would say it can be argued technology lets you do something you literally couldn't do before. So for example of that is maybe virtual reality, where you'd put on like the headset thing. And the idea is you can experience like a whole like realistic feeling 3D scope, but not actually going anywhere. So staying in the same room, you can, VR headsets, right? But like you can stay within the same room, but by putting the headset on, we'll draw as a square here, it's like you can imagine being somewhere like completely different. Draw a tree. And the sun. There we go. Very, very diagrammatic and epic. Okay. What's this got to do with mobile devices? Good question. More specifically, I guess mobile phones. Mobile digital devices. Mobile phone. Mobile smartphones. Yeah, that suggests anything that isn't, you know what I mean by smartphone, as in with the touchscreen, everything. So, okay. So we covered technology and how it either allows you to do the same thing quicker or allows you to do more things. One of the biggest technology breakthroughs we had was obviously the programmable computer, but more specifically how we managed to get these computers that used to take up like a whole room into like this kind of like small device thing that does like more than the first computer did, like exponentially more processing power, but it's tiny. Like this, we could fit like at least 1,000 of these into like a room, kind of like the room I'm in now, which is wild considering a room like this used to have just one computer. Now we can fit like 1,000 of them in the same space, each with like 1,000 times more processing power at least. Why am I going into all this? I'm going all into this because I guess you probably heard about like Internet Safety Day or whatever. We had that in our school. Only instead of going over internet safety, they thought it would be fun to talk about mobile phone addiction, which was fun. Doesn't really have anything to do with internet safety, I would argue, but we went into it anyway. And I was like, after the talk, I was like, yeah, that's okay, but I sort of developed a model that I thought explained it better. I never got to give it as a presentation or anything, but I do now because I can. So let's do that. So the model essentially says that originally with technology, the only component of technology on this resolution of analysis I'm resolving it at is that what did I use? I had a word for it. Yeah, we'll go functionality. I'm going to write it in text because I want to. I'll do that in blue, right? So for example, with the example for the when you've got your crops and you're farming by hand and we do it using machinery, the only thing you use the machinery for is for farming quicker. Like there's no, like it's only functional, and this doesn't really make any sense when we think about technology in the past, but when we think about it in the present, it makes a lot of sense. Hence why I'm establishing this now. And things will get wild when I sort of explain how this isn't the case anymore. Or at least it's not the only thing technology can do. There's other components there too now, which is what's wild and why we have Internet Safety Day about not internet safety, but it's relevant somehow. It'll all make sense in a second. So that was in the past, but now. And I'm going to write out the word technology again because I feel like it. But now, there are two components on this resolution of analysis of technology as a whole. More specifically, technology as a whole, there's some aspects of it that will have this. So one of them will be functionality still. They're still functional, otherwise it wouldn't really be technology. but we've got a new aspect to add to our collection of fun things to mess around with. And not all technology nowadays is like this. Obviously, there's some machines still that only do one thing, but mobile phones particularly, you've got this second aspect that we've never seen before with technology, which I think is why it's affected so many people, I would say. So you got functionality as one strand, but now within this same entity technology, sometimes, especially with mobile phones, I can't think of anything else was the case. I guess computers a bit more, mobile phones, but you got this aspect which I'm going to call distraction. And if it seems like what the heck does that mean, then it's no surprise it's what the heck does that mean. This was never a part of technology, but now it is. So the idea of distraction is the fact that you can spend 4 or 5 hours doing something that you didn't even want to do, which would never really happen before. You'd always be doing the thing that you wanted to. If you're tired, you'd maybe relax and not do anything, or if you wanted to do something, you'd go and do it. You'd never spend 5 hours or so, or that kind of amount of time doing something you just don't care about, but now you do. Classic example being YouTube, which is also the platform that I'm using right now for meta stuff. But yeah, so this is the idea. So essentially, some people would say, oh, mobile phones, social media, it's all bad. Oh, this is particularly good when talking about social media. This really, that's when this model really takes off. Oh, I think I'd call it tool. Oh, that's the words I used in my original model of this. Functionality works too. They both mean the same thing, but tool is a particularly good word, I would say, to describe it. So it's how much is it tool, how much is it distraction. So what would happen is some people, especially in my English classes, everyone was saying social media is the worst thing ever, and in these essays they would just explain how it's the worst thing ever. Whereas some people were saying, no, it's partly good, partly bad. But saying partly good, partly bad feels bad to me. Like either, like for example with the circle, either the circle is either the circle, right, is it's blue, right, or it's red. It can't be both blue and red. So it's like it can't be partly good or partly bad, for me at least. For me, it's either it's good or it's bad. And if it's partly good, partly bad, you need to split it into 2 strands and say this strand is bad, this strand is good. So that's kind of what I've done here. But it's more than just a pedantic thing of me saying it's either a red or blue circle when talking about an entity and what it is. Because I really don't like partly good, partly bad. It's like, you need to be more specific if you're saying partly good, partly bad, if you ask me, and split it up. Say which aspects of it are good and which aspects of it are bad. But it's more useful than that, in that any time you're trying to think, is social media good or is it bad, is I think it's quite useful to think about, well, how's it being used? Because that's probably what's feeding into that, right? If something's something, it needs to be a reason for that. So if it's good, there's reasons for it. If it's bad, there's reasons for it. So essentially, whether or not it's good or bad, I think entirely depends on you thinking about its usage. So if it's being used as a tool, it's allowing to do something. Like, for example, we know about tools. So if you have a nail you're trying to get into a wall, it's be quite hard to do that with your bare hands. But if you have a tool like a hammer, then you can do it a lot more easily, because say you need that nail in the wall for whatever reason. It's the same with social media. So if there's something you need to do, sometimes using it as a tool is what you got to do. But then also it can become like a distraction, right? In terms of you'll end up spending, the way I like to define distraction, I don't think many people would define it this way, but I would, is it's spending time doing something you don't want to do. And specifically something you don't want to do, because I think that really like highlights the problem, right? It's not a case of, I don't know how else you define it, so I'm defining it this way. Yeet. Oh yeah, incredible. So yeah, so it could be that every single second you spend on it, you don't enjoy at all. And if you can't think of any functionality for it, any way you could use it as a tool, then yeah, it really is all bad. So in the case of the essays, they were correct. It's just, it won't be all bad for all people. Clearly, clearly there are things you can do in terms of a technology you couldn't do before. Like, you can't advertise overnight to like 100,000 people without this technology. How are you going to get that kind of information out to that many people so easily? But with social media, you really can. So clearly there's technology aspects of it. There's functionality technology aspects of it, like technology used to all be. But then also there's this other side, which we've never really had to deal with before in technology, but Now we do. So yeah. And what's this got to do with internet safety? Absolutely nothing really. It's just, I guess the whole point of internet safety is drawing out the dangers of using digital technology that aren't immediately obvious. And this really is a danger of technology that isn't, of digital technology like mobile phones, isn't immediately obvious. So I guess that's why the teacher did this in that presentation, which was really useful. It's just, this is how I would have modified the talk slightly, because this whole model of the two parts wasn't there. They did the thing of partly bad, partly good, which obviously annoyed me. I was like, it's either good or bad. It can't be partly good, partly bad. So this explains what the split is, I would say. That's how I'd describe the split. And once you've done the split, you can just say this part of the split is bad, this part of the split is good, and then all the logic measures up. And you don't have to say partly good, partly bad, because that's annoying. When talking about one entity can't be half one thing, half another thing, if that's not how the logic works. In which case, good and bad are contradictory, right? You can't be both good and bad, so you have to split it up and then define each part. Okay. You know what, that went, I don't know how it went. I'll watch it back and decide sometime, hopefully. But that is probably the end of the stream, I guess. And also, because this is not my usual stream type thing, but it's JDA, Desktop Adventures, we're going to be doing some more desktoping to end the stream, because I feel like it. So I usually do this after the stream ends, but I essentially want to do everything that I do on this computer on the stream, just because I thought that'd be fun. Except a few things like Minecraft and stuff. So that means I need to save files before ending the stream, I guess. So that's fun. I'm just going to call them all JDA 1, and then whatever number it is here. This is 1. Maybe I shouldn't do this on stream. I'll do it for the first time then. If it's bad, I won't do it again. If I minimize them all first. Oh, there's so many up. Yes, this is good. You know, I'm not going to bother with that. It's taking too much more time. Oh gosh, there's hardly any data on that page. 1 free. Oh. This should be fairly quick. There's like, how many slides? 12 slides. I'll watch this back, and if this is dumb, I won't do it again. Just for the first time, just because, to see what it's like. Oh, it'd be cool if you had a program that made this quicker, actually. I don't know if there is one or not. Or I could save them as I go along, but that's annoying too. It's going to be annoying however you do it. This is moderately efficient. Oh, wrong number. There it is. Oh yeah, this is cool. No, what? Huh? Why has it saved it? Okay, saved it here. That's fine. I can live with that. It's an okay place to save it. Is that everything? I'm going to unplug drawing tablet. Is there anything on here? I don't think there is. No. And we have to decide what I'm doing with this. I don't think I need anything. Oh, my paper Minecraft world. I don't think it's too hard to save. There's a thing here. Oh no, the Enderman's going to end me. Okay. 1 sec. No. What is this? Okay. 1 sec. I'm just going to lock myself in. There's a save button, I'm sure. Oh, there is. Yo. Okay, that must be all of it. Did I copy it or not? I don't know. We'll find out next time I try and... I'll bother, it's got rid of it. I don't know if this closing of things is a good idea or not. Yeah, as I said, I'll have to rewatch it and find out. Might be a terrible idea. That's not what we wanted. Yo. There's no way of knowing if I've got all of it. Oh, there is, because I could load it. But I can't go over. If it's gone, it's gone. It's fine. Oh, I need to close everything except that. Please work. Okay. Yes. Okay. This background. I can do that something about that another episode, I guess. I've literally got everything closed except for just the things I'm streaming with, so the internet tab and this. So yeah, that was the first episode of my desktop adventures. Crazy format. I have to watch this stream back and see what I think about the format. But I thought it was definitely interesting. It needs tweaking though, but I can do those tweaks. And I think it was more successful than I thought it could be. I thought there was a chance it could be an absolute disaster, and it was not great, but I'd say it was acceptable. Oh, where's the camera? There is. That's the thumbs up, real life emoji. Yay. So thanks for tuning in, gamers. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.